Hey everyone, it's Kothis. Happy Friday. Today, Zur is here in the EDZ, and by the way, if you're in a rush and just want to know where Zur is, the thumbnail of my videos will always show Zur's location. Okay, featured exotics this week. We've got Vigilance Wing. This is a great pulse rifle in PvP, but I'm just not a huge fan of it personally. The armor this week was actually pretty solid. Hunters get Raiden Flux with a good resilience and strength roll, although exotics like Liar's Handshake are just so much better for Arc in my opinion. Titans, we get Aeon Safe. This is a really good roll on a really good exotic, especially for Grandmasters, which are right around the corner. These allow you to generate heavy ammo for your whole fire team when you finish champions. Next up, another solid roll on the Lunafaction boots for Warlock. These are a solid pick for certain boss encounters and can really help your fire team do more work, especially with slug shotguns for example. The legendary weapons are, as usual, pretty average. Pick up the Ikelos SMG if you need an Arc SMG for this season, but the Out of Bounds from Crucible will beat this in just about every situation. My recommendation, as usual on these, is to not worry too much about incorporating these into your builds, as there is almost always a much better craftable or newer weapon with an origin trait that you can go for instead. Pick up what you don't have to fill up your collections, and let's move on to armor. The featured set this week is the Simulator Future War Cult set from back in the day. This is actually a pretty rare set, so make sure to pick up any items you're missing to get them as an unlock to your transmog. Hunters get 22 mobility gloves, which is decent. Titans have a potential triple 20 gauntlet and helmet roll once masterworked and with a plus 10 mod. Lower on the base stats on these, but still pretty solid pieces. Warlocks didn't get too much today, as most of the rolls were pretty high rolled in mobility, which is not really what you want as a warlock. You typically want that as a hunter. Alright, before moving on to the Hawkmoon and DMT, I wanted to super quickly go over my favorite way to get high stat armor. Just in case you're worried about missing out on some of Zur's armor, you can do this instead. Make sure you have a ghost and a stat mod equipped of your choice to guarantee at least 10 in the stat that you want, and then head to the Crown of Sorrow in the helm. This armor requires opulent Umbral Energy and Umbral Engrams to decode, but the gear you can get here is almost always really spiky in stats, which is exactly what you want. Farm Nightmare Containment to get yourself some opulent Umbral Energy, and not to mention you'll also be getting a lot of Red Border Nightmare and opulent weapons, along with the occasional Ascendant Alloy drop. Alright, time for the Hawkmoon and DMT rolls. We get Hipfire Grip on the Hawkmoon and 4th time's a charm on the DMT. 4th time isn't terrible, but you really want to wait for that Vorpal Weapon DMT to make its way around. It'll come eventually. And just because of how expensive these both are, I would avoid that Hipfire Hawkmoon too. Well, that is it for this week. Thank you so much to everyone again for subscribing and all of the supportive comments. It really means more than you know. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will see you in the next video.